Yo, 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 what is up, artists and art fans? Thank you guys for tuning into the spot where we talk to all your favorite Instagram artists about the trade, the tools, and of course, we can't forget the tips, baby. That's right. Today, guys, very special guest. He has a Kickstarter coming up. It's actually this Wednesday, the 15th. That is what's up. For every one of you guys who is following, then you guys know that it's the Celestial Knight. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. I think I am. But definitely we got the homie Dennis R. Valencia, or Dr. Valencia Designs, here on Instagram. He should be joining us shortly. I know the times. Yeah, we get it. We fucked up. I fucked up, right? But it's alright. Enough about that. We're here now. You know what I'm saying? But we're good to go. And there he is, the man himself, Mr. Dennis D.R. Valencia Designs in the house. Welcome everybody else who's joining. King Gonga, much love, bro. T-Toner, what is up? Shake, what's poppin'? Kid Art 22. And let's go ahead and get Dennis in the hot seat, right? For you guys that don't know, it's Celestial Knight. I will be showing some of his artwork shortly here. And yeah, let's go ahead and big round of applause. What up, Dennis? How you doing, brother?
Yo, how you doing, man?
Man, much better now, dude. I was like, oh crap.
Nah, don't sweat it, dude. You know, like it's funny because it took us forever to get together. I mean, it wouldn't be alive if, we didn't have a little hiccup here or there, man.
Yeah, man. For me, it's like, I'm thinking West Coast, right? So I was like, yeah 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, it's great. And you're like, oh, damn, I'm ready. I'm like, oh, shit.
In my business, we do the same thing. We have, like, all these different time zones. So I'm literally Googling, like, what time zone is this and what time is that? So it's all good. As soon as I saw you weren't on, I'm like, I bet it's a time zone thing. So no sweat, dude. No sweat.
Yeah, man. I feel like a novice, bro. I've been doing this for so long, you know what I mean? It's it happens to the best of us.
Yeah, so, you have been doing it a while, man.
So, hey, man. I was just talking about this yesterday with Con Artist Graphic Design. We were talking about this.
Yeah.
How we've grown. And I'm like, yeah, got this under wraps. I'm good. And look at me now. Shit.
It's all good, man.
Yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. So how you doing, brother? How you doing, Dennis? How you been, man?
Stressing out, coming close to launch. So, trying to keep it calm. Work's been a bear. Work's been nuts. So my real job, just a lot of stress. But, and then plus heading into this launch date, had a bunch of hiccups going on right now, which I'll probably drop a bomb later on. But yeah, just been stressed out. Yeah, I know. Things happen, man. Things happen. Man. Yeah. What about you?
It's life, right? It happens, dude. Yeah, dude. Honestly, life happened for me this summer. Took a nice little break, just from social media.
Smart.
Then I'm back, man. Yeah, man. I had to watch over the fam a little bit. Recenter myself.
Yeah.
Much needed, man. I don't think I've had a good month or two away from social media for a minute. So.
Yeah, I try to take 1 week out of every month. Just not even go on any social media. Just totally disconnect. At least 1 week a month, and then come back recharged. It's been working for at least for mental health. Yeah, it's been helping me. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's what's up, man. I probably have to do something like that, But for me, it's like I got to keep my mind occupied, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I gotta go, but like I said, life happened in the summer, and there's a bunch of little series of unfortunate events happen, and it all just went domino effect, So
yeah,
had to step back a little bit and take care of what I had to. You know what I mean?
No, I feel you.
Yeah. And what is going on, everybody? I see Bags for Days. Welcome. Sky Marker in the building. Rip Psycho. Claire.
Yeah,
Clarity Cat.
Yeah,
Clarity Cat. I like that.
She's from my job. That one's for Claire.
There you go.
Yeah. Hearts,
Clarity
Claire.
Hearts. Hearts. There you go. Love everybody.
Exactly.
Let's just not get Illuminati hearts, though. We don't want that.
I was wondering about that, but no, I feel you.
No, that's what's up, man. And for all you guys joining us, thank you guys for joining us. If you guys don't know, this is episode number 117.
That's
Holy cow.
crazy, dude. That's nuts, man.
Holy cow.
I gotta ask, so how did this start? You're 117 in. Like, how did this even come out of your brain? Like, I'm gonna go.
Oh, man.
I'm gonna make this happen.
Nah, man, this is definitely a whole show. You know what I mean? And I usually don't talk about myself, but, I want to give it to you, our guest. But long story short, man, it was one of those things when you're in the shower and your brain just lights up, right? And it's something I was looking for. I was like, hey, as an artist, I wish I could see other artists talking about the craft. I looked online. I saw that there was a show that does something like this, but they only take in fine artists from around the world. And I'm like, I'm not a fine artist, man. You know what I mean? I'm an ugly artist. Come
on, man.
Right? No. But it's like I'm more of that comic book stuff. Yeah. I got a graffiti background, so that's what I wanted. And lo and behold, I'm like, hey, if I don't see anything, let me create something, right? Yeah. And man, I launched it and people liked it. It's picking up some traction. This is about to head into year 2 in November. So, man, it's been going great. Motivated a bunch of people to do their own thing. And yeah, man, it's a wonderful feeling, bro.
Dude, that's crazy. So year 2 and 117. That's insane.
117 official Chatting with Zim podcast, but I've been on more. I've been I think I have 140 plus videos I've been on. And that's like people interviewing me doing guest spots with other people and stuff like that. So
that's crazy. That's awesome, dude. So I got this. I know. Look, I don't want to hijack your top 3 favorite guests. Go.
Top 3 favorite guests. This is something I talked about yesterday, really quick too.
Go.
Phalo Halo.
Okay.
That's one. He's part of the Monsters Art Clan, an art collective I'm in.
Okay.
Another guy that's in the same crew, Bruce 13. Art.
I'm gonna check these guys out.
Yeah. Geez, who would I have to be my third person? Jesus Christ. You know what, man? To be honest with you, I don't even have a third, man.
Yeah.
Not at this point right now. I can't. Okay. It's too many spots to take that third, man.
Yeah, no, we'll get you there. We'll get there.
We'll get there. Pez is, I know he's a mutual friend of ours.
Yeah.
I've had him on the show, so.
I'm saving this for a post, but, I got my Pez package right here, man.
Oh, there it is. Look at that.
Titan work here, so, yeah.
Always, dude.
Oh, I can't even tell you, dude. Made my day. Yeah.
A Scooter Sketcher says you had Jesus on, bro. What's up, fellas? What's up, Dan O'May? How you doing, man?
Got some big dogs in here.
Oh yeah, man, big names and shit.
Yeah.
So without any further ado, man, let's get into you. Don't let the DR fool you guys. He's not a doctor. At least I don't think you are. Are you?
Well, it's actually a play on words. My parents are both physicians.
Okay.
For the longest time, they wanted me to be a doctor. I went to school. I got a BA in psychology. I minored in, I think I was minoring in biology and English. Those were my 2 minors. So they wanted me to be a doctor. I actually got an EMT license. Was kind of like in the back of my head, but I hate it. I'll be honest with you. I was doing psychology, I was going for my grad program, and I hated it. I really hated it. There was nothing good about it. I went on a run as I was as an EMT, and it was a call. It was a basic call, but it really kind of shook me. Picked up an old gentleman from a home, and he had blood coming out his ears, and I was doing his vitals, and it really kind of left me dissatisfied. Like I just felt uncomfortable. Like this wasn't what I wanted to do. It wasn't what I wanted to see every day. Just seeing heartache. Mm-hmm. So I dropped it, just like that, and unfortunately left that path. And I always wanted to be an artist. I waited way too long to get back into my art. But the play on words is that, my parents wanted me to be a doctor. So now And my initials are literally Dr. Valencia, so it was Dr. Valencia.
That is so cool, dude.
Yeah, so it was an homage to my parents of like, what could have been, what maybe should have been in one day. But yeah, it kind of just fit, and I do have some people who refer to me as Doc. But yeah, most of my people, it's always going to be Dennis, and my family calls me Bobby. So.
Oh, all right. So is that what the R stands for, Robert?
Yeah, weird. I mean, again, another crazy story. I was supposed to be named Bobby. The doctor messed up. Yeah, my doctor messed up the birth certificate, and for some odd reason, it was supposed to be Bobby Dennis Valencia. Instead, he put Dennis Robert Valencia. I mean,
snaps.
Again, nothing works according to plan. So yeah, I know, Dan. Dan, Bobby. You can call me Bobby, dude. That's great.
There you
go. That's hilarious. Yeah.
Shit, you could even play on Bobby's World, man.
Yeah, well, I'll stick with Doc. I'm happy with that.
There you go.
And the play on words, and again, like, it's an homage to my parents, and my parents mean everything to me, so, yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Go, man. That is dope. Another thing that I usually, before we begin the show, man, is there any other place that we could find you besides here on Instagram?
So no, almost, I would say 99% of my stuff is on Instagram. I do copy it over to Facebook. I just don't check Facebook. I've never been a guy to be on Facebook. Like, my only social media is this. My kid's been bothering me to start a TikTok of my videos of, like, my quick times. So I might jump on that. Yeah, I might jump on that just to get some traction. I'm not a Twitter guy. I don't tweet. Everything I want is positivity, and I've gotten nothing but positivity on Instagram. So that's kind of where I'm keeping it at. I'm happy, Yeah, I'm happy with the people I met. I'm happy with the lane I'm in. So as of right now, I'm good. Like, I'm good.
Sweet, man.
Start Twitch.
For real, start twitching. Well, not physically twitching. We don't want that.
That's hilarious.
We would have to pause the video here live.
Gosh. Yeah, let's not.
Let's not. No, that's pretty dope, man. So exclusive. I would highly recommend TikTok.
Okay.
You would pretty much, and this goes for any artist out there, you're pretty much targeting that younger generation of market, right? Especially if you're trying to, like, sell and market yourself. So that's what you're hitting out in TikTok. And especially if Do
you have a TikTok?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I don't dance, though. Sometimes.
You don't do that Applebee's dance?
Sometimes I do,
There we go.
Awesome. I gotta do it the old b-boy days,
Hey, all the love, man. I got no hate for that. Yeah.
So, man, well, let's get started, man.
Yeah.
You know what? Something that I try to do, let's play the favorites game, dude.
Oh, man. Here we go. Okay, hit me.
So, series of questions, man. You go, all right? Give me the first answer comes to your mind, man.
Oh, no.
Favorite food?
Pizza. Quick.
Anything specific?
No. It's my go-to. It's the easy thing. My kids love it. It's easy. It makes everyone happy. Put it that way.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Favorite music?
Probably classic rock.
Classic rock?
Yeah, dude, I'm old, man.
Right.
I'm old, dude. My kids are like, "What is this garbage?" I'm like, "It's just classic rock, man." Like,
it's like, it's better than the garbage you guys are hearing.
Yeah.
Oh, damn! Shots fired.
But then, I say I'm starting to sound like an old man. Like, get off my lawn, my guy. That's me.
Yeah, dude. I feel you. Same way.
Yeah.
Favorite car?
I'm a Jeep guy, so I have 2 Jeeps. They're modded, enough for me to be happy. So I'm a big Jeep guy.
Sweet. What type of Jeep?
I got a Wrangler, a Sahara Unlimited, and then I got a Gladiator. Lifted,
nice.
Big tires, rims,
nice,
the whole nine. I'm a Jeep guy. Yeah.
Yeah, had a Wrangler before a few years back.
Okay. I got to ask, and I'm sure you've been asked this a billion times. Do you have a Beamer?
I'm working on it. I
had to ask.
A little fun. Well, not a fun fact because it wasn't fun at the moment. But I was in an accident on the 3rd of September.
Oh wow.
And I think my car might be totaled.
Wow.
So I'm just waiting on the shop and the insurance to call me back and be like, hey, we're gonna fix it or we're gonna total it, right?
Yeah.
If it's totaled, then I was jokingly saying I might get a Beamer, but
yeah,
I don't know. What's it?
It's meant to be, dude.
Hey, man, Zim Zimma, right?
I mean, come on now.
Who got the keys?
That's That's it.
I know you're a big comic book fan, and we'll get into that. Yeah. Favorite comic title?
Old school X-Men.
Old school X-Men.
Yeah, all day long. All day long.
Are we talking like Silver Age?
No, like we're talking John Byrne, Chris Claremont.
Okay.
Even the Paul Smith run, the John Romita Jr. X-Men, but John Byrne all the way, like all that Claremont stuff where he became a legend. Yeah,
sweet,
all day long.
Sweet.
Yeah,
sweet. Favorite artist?
Well, John Byrne.
John Byrne.
Yeah, John Byrne, George Perez would be number 2. Those are my 2 guys.
John Byrne and George Perez. All right, that's dope.
So who are yours? Because you have really fine line work. So who are your artists?
Man. Do you really want me to answer that? Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do.
I like top 2.
Yeah.
Top 2 is Todd McFarlane, number 1. Okay. Not just his style, but his business ethics, his work. His business mind is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And 2 is Alex Ross.
Nice. Well done. Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy's a genius. Yeah.
Oh, dude. Yeah. He's pretty much the reason why I paint in like watercolor.
Yeah.
I'm trying to achieve that level.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Well, he's next level. Like having those models pose and all the lighting. He's insane.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. I think Marvel's is what kicked it off for me on his.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
And do you believe in ghosts?
Yeah. Unfortunately, yes.
Okay. Unfortunately.
Because I'll be honest, I'll sleep with. Sometimes I'm so tired, and I'll turn over my bed with my back to the door. And be like, if a ghost is gonna kill me, I'm too tired to fight him off. So, but I'm literally thinking in my head, if a ghost is gonna kill me, my back is to the door. It's gonna happen, but I'm too tired to fight him off. And then I'm like, why am I talking to myself? This is stupid. Yeah. I'm done. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
No, that's funny. The inner monologue, it's weird, bro.
Yeah.
It goes in many crazy places. Do you believe in UFOs?
Yeah. I don't. You know what? I don't know about. I'll go with UFOs. I do believe in alien life. Like, there's got to be something out there. I don't even care if it's an amoeba or some kind of little organism on a planet. I know something else is out there, and I'm not humble enough to say that we're not top of the food chain. That's for sure.
Word, man.
Yeah.
You sounding like one of my favorite movies, man. Contact.
Oh my gosh, I haven't seen that in years.
Oh man, Contact. Anything with M. Night Shyamalan, I love it.
I haven't seen
those psychological
thrills. Yeah, I haven't seen. It's
pretty good.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Old? I liked it.
Okay.
Have you ever seen one or the other? Either a ghost or some sort of UFO?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
All right.
No.
All right.
One day.
One day. If you were an element, earth, wind, water, or fire?
Fire.
Fire. Nice.
Yeah.
And last question, your favorite color and 3 reasons for liking that color.
Orange.
Orange.
Yeah. 1, not afraid of color. Anytime like I do design or anything like that, gotta have color. My color's gotta pop. It's all about that brightness, it's just, I've always been about orange. I mean, since I was this big. Or anything with orange, I'm like, sign me up. Oh, dude, my chair I'm sitting in is orange leather.
I see it.
My wife hates it. I mean, my wife hates it, but I was like, it's orange leather. It's mine. Done. Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Mary and Tony in the house, Hellfire Vortex.
Nice.
Says, gonna have to catch this episode from the start to finish at another time. Wanted to stop in and say what's up. Oh, man, that's what's up, Hellfire. Cool cat, man. If you don't know him, definitely very, very talented, man. Very talented artist. All of them are. Everyone is, right?
Hell yeah.
That's what I love about this stuff, man. It's all artists, man. I love it.
Yeah.
So, dude, take us back to the origins, man. I love to know what got you guys into just into drawing, man.
Yeah.
And I don't be shy. Start from the beginning. If it was Looney Tunes or whatever that motivated you, man.
So I shared this once on a live with E4. Jerry's on here. My wife always I know when I start to bring it up, my wife kind of gives me the stink eye. But it's not a good story. It's not a great story.
Okay.
Where I grew up in New York, they did not like Asian people. That's the easiest way I can put it.
Okay.
So there'd be a number of times when I'd get jumped. I'd be going to my friend's house. I was called every name in the book for a good, say, the first 2 years of living there. And I was in third grade. I was a little kid. It was a battle getting from one house to the other, to my friend's house, whatever it was. Yeah. Getting jumped or called racial names and getting rocks thrown at you and called every name in the book. It wasn't fun. So I stopped going to my friend's house probably around the second or third year. I started kind of pulling it back. And I stayed home, read comic books, and it was kind of that good versus bad kind of story that really drew me. And I would sit in the room with my grandmother, and I would just draw because I didn't want to go outside. And that whole good versus bad really connected with me, of fighting the bad guy. And that was it. I just started reading and drawing and looking up words I didn't understand. I remember reading X-Men and reading Colossus. I couldn't even say it, but I had to look it up and be like, what does this mean? I'm trying to read the story, fourth or fifth grade, trying to understand these big words. And then I would just sit next to my grandmother, and she'd watch 227 and Remington Steele, and I'd sit there next to her just drawing, and that was pretty much it. It kind of sucked, when I think about it. I know I have scars, deep scars from me. My wife brings it up all the time, you got some damage up there from that. And I go, yeah. I got a really bad superhero complex, good versus evil, fighting for what's right. It's deep in there. A lot of things trigger me, a lot of things when the last couple of years with a lot of things that were happening in the planet, that were really triggering me. Yeah, so it's still there. Even talking about it right now, I can feel the fire starting to build right here. Yeah, just those formative years from third to fifth grade of having that relatively, not on a frequent occasion, but enough where it really kind of, did some damage in that essence. But yeah, I mean, again, turning something negative into a positive, here I am drawing, learning to draw, getting into comics, reading, expanding my reading vocabulary and things like that at a young age, and just constantly drawing, just trying to live that good versus evil battle, on pages was pretty much what got me to where I am now. I mean, I wish it was a better story. It was a cooler story.
Yeah.
Unfortunately not.
No, man, and you were pretty young, man. Third or fifth grade. Yeah, that's pretty there, man.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many, and she knows, my wife knows our stories, but just so many stories of just, getting hit in the face with rocks and getting called names and just standing there and taking it or not taking it and just fighting back and just series of events.
Yeah.
Your superhero origin story. That's my superhero origin story,
Sweet, man. And I wanted to wait, but I gotta ask, man. Is this something that translates into your story, Celestial Knight?
Yeah, perfect. Yeah. So yeah, the basis of my story is the kid. He's born in the Philippines. It's a little bit about me. Born in the Philippines. His family comes here. They face tragedy. They're chasing that American dream, and they face tragedy, and basically how he winds up, trying to turn it around and still chase that dream. So, yeah, you're right on, Zim. Perfect.
Sweet.
You read me pretty quick.
Yeah, hey. All right. 117, they don't call me Zim Zimmer for nothing, right?
Well done, sir.
Sweet, man. That is freaking interesting. Now, as you got older, did you... I know you talked about being an EMT and going into that route, but maybe high school, did you ever take any sort of art classes in any way?
Did no schooling. Everything was, just me and comics and watching. Even now, and I probably should, I don't watch any, I should be watching YouTube videos on how to use Procreate. I don't. I pretty much just do what I do, and I play around with all the tools until I get effects that I want to happen. So a lot of my stuff is just me freeballing it, just figuring it all out as I go along. Which, if I would watch a couple of videos and maybe learn all the tools, it'd probably be so much better. But I just haven't gotten around. It's just not my thing. The sitting straight and watching the stuff. I'd rather just be curious and creative and just try different things and make it happen, make that magic happen. So.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, I could kind of see where you're going with this because, you know, this is something that I did when I went into digital. I pretty much just went in there one day, took a few hours, grabbed everything that I seen and just saw what it did, right? And then just added it to the bank. So, hey, if I need this thing, oh, okay, well, this button did that, you know?
Yeah. Do you have any kind of professional schooling?
No, not at all.
Nice.
Not at all, man. Yeah. This is all... I know if Pez was in here, he would say, shut the hell up, Zim. There's no such thing as self-taught. Yeah. And he's right? In a way, technically he's right, yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Oh, that hurt.
Yes.
Oh, that's the funny bone.
I always think of those who are like supposedly aren't, you know, are self-taught. We're the street level. We're the street level heroes. We're the Daredevil. We're the Batman. Yeah, that's us. We're street level. Yeah, we're street level.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Says we got Scooter says I get lost watching videos. Oop, here goes all my time. Respect for that method. Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say just with the full-time job and then the time I'm contributing to the book, and then plus family, you know, wife and kids. Any amount of time is kind of rough for me just to sit still and watch, you know, a 20-minute video on how to do a cut or how to do an edit on a piece. So, I mean, I know I have to. It's in my path. I got to be better. And if my art's going to grow, that's the only way. Like, that's one way it's going to grow is learning more about these interfaces. So it'll happen. I just haven't gotten around to it.
Got it.
Yeah.
Mary Mayfa says, I'm wood smart.
What?
Instead of street smart?
Yeah,
like wood smart.
That's hilarious.
I would get lost in the woods, man. No joke.
That's funny.
So, that is very interesting, man. Please let us know more about the Celestial Knight. I mean, you already kind of hinted and, you know, just about the origins, you know, how it came to be. But tell us more about it, just so everybody knows. It is getting that Kickstarter right on the 15th.
So this is my bad news.
Okay. Let's go.
Right, so I'm gonna start from the beginning because it gets a little stupid. So I'm sitting in, you know, watching TV, and I get a notification that my credit card's compromised. You know, I'm like, oh shit.
Oh no.
Yeah. So I go back and I cancel the card. At the same time, I had, you know, set up the Kickstarter and all that. I didn't send it to get approved yet, but I put the card in and all that. And I kind of go through all the steps to get the Kickstarter approved. Kind of forget about it. I think I sent it in, but all I know is I kind of just forgot about it. And it wasn't until about a week ago when I was like, oh, man, I should get my pre-launch link up in my, you know, bio. And I think Dan Almight had mentioned to me, do you ever, you know, where's your pre-launch link? I'm like, oh, shit, I haven't looked at it in a while. So I go back, and it was the card I'd put in was an old card because it was compromised. It never went through. I never even got it approved. It kind of it kind of just froze everything. So I'm going through my emails, looking for this email from Kickstarter about this card. I find it. I'm like, holy shit. I've lost about 2 weeks of momentum. I got to resend it and resubmit it, change the payment on it, and then resubmit it. So that's where I'm now. Now, I'm in a holding zone because I just sent it in a few days ago. If it clears by Wednesday and everything's good, then I'm launching. If it doesn't, and Wednesday morning I'm leaving everyone a video, sorry guys, I might have to wait another week or delay it another week until this is all clear. That might happen. But, you know, like, again, my apologies to anyone out there who was waiting for the 15th. But these never things, apparently from everyone I know, Kickstarter never seems to go smoothly. So this is my Kickstarter story of it not going smoothly, but I'm crossing my fingers. I let, you know, my team know, like, you know, apologies, like, my bad. I should have been more, you know, on top of these emails or on top of my campaign. I waited too long for this, something so stupid. Kicking myself. It put me in a bad mood. I felt bad. My wife's, like, talking to me, and I'm like, sour. I'm like, why am I'm so sour because of it. I shouldn't take it out on the rest of everyone else, but I'm so disappointed in myself. So I'm praying, fingers crossed, that tomorrow, worst case scenario, Wednesday morning, I can launch it Wednesday night. All butter, and we're all good. But if it doesn't, then it might be another week. I might have to wait and just gain some, you know, put the link out in my bio and kind of go that route. So, sorry guys, sorry.
Well, I mean, it's you know what? It might be a little minor setback, but it's no biggie, bro. It's still coming out. We're still gonna see it.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Right? At the end of the day, that's all that matters, man.
Yeah, I just felt bad. You know, I feel like everyone has a bad Kickstarter story, and this is mine. You know.
Well, I know this one dude who does interviews, and he was an hour late for his show. So yeah, hey, you know,
you're like, shit happens, man.
Yeah, it happens. It happens, bro.
Yeah,
every single time.
I reached out. Yeah, I reached out to my guy, my boss, or the head of one of the guys at Slate Comics who I'm doing the project for, and he just really put it in perspective. Just the way he spun it was just you own it. We'll see what we can. If we're gonna have to wait another week, it's not because the production of the book is holding it back. It's just because of a slight, mistake. He goes,
exactly.
But yeah, he could really put it in perspective of just like, stop, don't sweat it, don't stress it. Those followers or the people who are going to back you will be there in a week. So don't sweat it. So I'm kind of like, that made me feel so much better coming from him. So, shout out to Jack from Slate Comics. He took a chip off my shoulder where I'm just like, okay, I can kind of,
there you go.
Breathe a little deeper.
Shout out to Jack.
Yeah. Thank you, Jack.
Slate Comics, and that's pretty much you said it better. He said it better than I did. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of Kickstarter. I mean, the project itself is not compromised itself. So that's cool. That's fucking freaking A, right?
Yeah. I just got to deep breaths, people. Deep breaths.
Yeah. Where's the paper bag when you need it?
No, tell me about it, man. Yeah.
Sweet, man. So that's negative and turn it into a positive. All right. So that's good. We're still on track though, not to worry.
Yeah, I'll say so. The project at least is 60 to 65% done. I didn't realize for me, and the learning curve. So I am drawing it, inking it, coloring it, and writing it. So the biggest hiccup was I didn't realize how much coloring was going to take up of my time. And my art is you see my art, it's really largely based on color. So I didn't realize how much coloring. And then the thing is, when I finished the first 6 pages, when I'm getting to page, 6 to 10, I'm going back to the first 6 because I'm like, you start going in and start getting all really meticulous with details. And I'm like, I keep going back. Like, I'm literally 15 pages deep, going on to my 18th page, and I keep going back to page 1 because I'm adding this or changing that. And the next thing you know, 30 minutes or an hour passed, and I'm going back because I went back to page 3 because I want to work on this or fine-tune something that at that moment seems right. But, 3 days ago when I was looking at it, I didn't notice it. It's just crazy. I don't know if it's like other creators or when you do your art, you'll do it, and then a week later you go back to it and be like, oh, let me change this or let me add this. It's almost like maddening. It's legit maddening. Like, when I'm like, oh, good, I'm done 18 pages, but I keep going back, repeatedly going back, not just once or twice. I'm going back like 6 times, doing different edits to it, and it's maddening, and it's just taking up more time than I thought, especially with the coloring and the inking. It definitely I bit off a lot more than I thought. But I do know, like, if this is my first official book for it's 100% like mostly me, that I just want it to be as perfect and pour everything I can into each panel. That's the best way I can describe it. I think I told one of the guys here, like, I'm pouring my heart into this, and it'll show. I know it's going to show because I just know how much I'm pouring into each like little panel and page detailing. So, but it is maddening. I'll say that it is maddening.
Oh, word. Work. Yep. And Mary Mayfish, she says perfectionist / OCD is annoying as fuck.
Yes.
And not only that, I mean, it's true what they say. Every artist is their own worst critic, right? Yeah. So it's never going to be perfect in our eyes, man. I get this question a lot. When do you know when it's done?
Yes.
Right? As an artist, it's never done.
Yeah. Right? So I guess, so like, when do you know when to walk away? Like, that's the thing. I'm literally, like right now, I'm on page 18, and I know tonight when I sit down, I'm going to go back to page 13. I just know it. Like, I'm going to look at the page layouts and be like, go back to this one. And, like, randomly picking pages just to go back. But when does it end, and when is it done? When can you walk away? It's just something I'm going through now.
Yeah, we get it, man. We're preaching to the choir here. You know what I mean? So yeah, y'all know what we're talking about. If y'all know exactly what we're talking about, let us see them hearts going.
Yeah,
and,
for real.
Also, just want to take a quick little break. Just let you know that if you guys got any questions, definitely feel free. Hit that question mark bubble below, and of course, make sure you guys are following Dr. Valencia Designs, the doc here. Unfortunately, he has no 8 hands, so I can't call you Doc Ock.
Oh, maybe.
And, of course, also hit that follow button at Slate Comics, right?
Hell yeah.
And actually, let's get into that a little bit. Let's get into the team, Slate Comics, and then we'll come back and dive a little deeper into Celestial Knight. I want to know background. I want to know names, why the colors. I want to know it all, man.
So I'll start with Slate. These are the guys from Australia. So I'm part of a bigger group. The big group is the Savage Sandbox, and that's, Homebrew Comics, E4, BMR, The Convictor, Covenant, Burlap, and Slate. Like, these are all our brands under the Savage Sandbox. So it's a collective. There's 9 of us.
Okay.
We're there to support one another. We throw each other, pieces or scripts or just anything to better our product. And basically, it's like a brotherhood. I mean, the best way I can describe it, it is a brotherhood. So in that group, I started out with Jason at The Convictor. I was doing his covers. I started out with him. He gave me my first shot. I did a lot of work with Burlap. I did some pieces for Jesse at Burlap Comics. And then hooked up with the Slate boys. And at the time, I finished the campaign with The Convictor and was kind of just sitting out there waiting for a script from Jason to do Hellwolf. And I was talking from Nate from Slate and Jack from Slate. And they just said, do you have an OC? Do you have a original character? I said, yeah, and I wasn't thinking much of it. I go, yeah. And I think we all do as artists. We always have someone we drew when we were little. I said, yeah, I got a guy, And, Nate kept going in, tell me more about him or let me see some pics or that kind of stuff. And the more he did it, the more the story started forming, and the more like that character started coming out, and the more I remembered it. I started drawing him in the '90s, so he was there. I stopped drawing for a good 15 to 18 years. When I met my wife, I stopped drawing. It sounds crazy, but I literally just stopped completely, and then I got back into it about 2 to 3 years ago. Okay. So yeah, for me, it was going back and trying to remember the story I had planned in my head, which is basically a lot about me, but also bringing that character back and seeing if I could still pull him off. Like, I mean, it's been a long time since I started drawing that look. So that's how he came about as far as, oh, nice. It looks good, dude. There we go.
There we go.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, I'm a sucker for metal. For metal.
They're good shit, man.
I try. But that's one of their characters, Jaeger, for Slate Comics.
Jaeger.
Yeah, so hopefully he's coming out, from what I heard, he'll be coming out next year in January. So Slate coming out strong. Jack from Slate, he just released Cult, and that should be hitting everyone's hands hopefully soon. Then my book is launching. After me is Nate launching Omen. And then after Omen will be Jaeger, and that hopefully will be in January. So Slate Comics dropping 4 books in the next, 6 months?
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It feels good. These boys don't play, so. Yeah, that was one of my drawings in '93. That's when I first was like, you know what? This is my guy. This is going to be my guy that is my original OC.
This is the original from '93?
Yeah.
What?
I know. It's weird looking at it. It's in pencils. Like, and I don't do much pencil work now because everything's digital, but yeah, it's just weird.
What?
I know.
I had to throw another one in there.
That's D's, man. D. Shout out to D, man.
Shout out.
I'm so lucky. I have so many guys who wanted to, work with me on the project. I asked them, would they love to be a part of it? D was one of my guys I had to reach out to, be like, if you have the time, make me a piece for my campaign. And he crushed it. There's so much goodness in that piece. I look at that piece and it makes me smile. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's dope, dude.
Yeah.
I definitely have a much more respect for digital artists. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Hmm.
So yeah, man. Hell yeah, dude. And this is the shit right here, y'all. If y'all haven't seen it, man, y'all snoozing. Make sure y'all following the doc here. Bunch of awesome fan art as well, man. So
Yeah, it's weird. I can look back on it. It's been a crazy 2.5 years, man. Yeah.
I think I met you here.
Okay. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
that's where I jumped in.
Yeah, I did a piece for Jerry, E4 Comics.
Okay.
He's one of those guys who just, I don't know. What he's done. His book is The Elements, and like, if I was gonna say I'm gonna make an anime book or a manga book, like, it's an anime book, but he nailed it. Like, if I could take an anime and put it in a paper form, that's what Jerry did. It's
Oh,
crazy. I read it.
snaps.
Yeah, I read it, and it's like watching a cartoon. I'm like, this is insane. So, shout out to Jerry, man.
Man, shout out to Jerry. And we got all the other artists. You got Phalo Halo. He says, hi, I took a 15-year break too.
Feel you.
Scooter says 20-year break here. I personally took about 9, 10, 11, about a 12-year break, give or take.
It's life.
You know? Yeah, man. I had a little girl and everything. She's 9 now, but I stopped drawing before she was
Yeah.
born. Yeah.
Life takes over.
Yeah. A bunch of hookers and cocaine. No, I'm just joking. Anybody who saw the late night show, that was the, y'all know what I'm talking about. For all you guys that were there.
Shit.
It was a late night. That was my excuse,
Oh.
you know?
Too much, man.
So, yeah, man, that is dope, man. And that's a good team, though. And it looks like y'all got some work ahead of y'all, man. All them titles coming out.
Yeah, I mean, and that's just from the Slate stable. I mean, all the guys in the SSB, I mean, they all have multiple projects coming out. So you're going to see, I know Burlap's coming out with his book. Chris from Homebrew is coming out with his book. I think these guys are all in October. I know Jason the Convictor's coming out, I believe, the first week of November. Everyone's dropping in the group, are dropping consistent books. I think that was one of the things about being with these guys, like backing up, all the bullshit talk, backing it up, like if we're going to talk this game about being creators, are we backing it up? And I see more often than not, a lot of creators aren't backing it up. They're taking their check and running with it. But we're not, and these guys are not. So I know I'm playing with guys who are professionals, who are treat their product with, passion and respect our audience. They're making sure if that audience is paying for this project. Because, I brought this up. When you guys back a Kickstarter, I'd say 5% is the character, because you don't know these characters. 95% is the artist and the creator, that you believe in the product that we're bringing to the table. Whether I'm talented or I'm just a great guy that you want to support, I know the guys I'm dealing with are professionals, and the people that are backing them, they're giving their best back to those people for every little penny they put into the project. So I'm in a good group. I got lucky. I can't even. I'm not gonna lie. I got lucky. I got involved with a bunch of guys who are just tunnel vision and are professionals, and a good group of guys. I can't ask for anything more. Yeah,
that's dope.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the whole team as a whole, I know you take up a lot of duties in your own comic, right? Writer, colorist, inker, penciler.
Yeah.
Is everybody else doing the same thing? Are they solo, or do you guys have this person is the writer, or this person, you know what I'm saying? Do you guys have guys for this, or?
Each guy, for at least for their book and their brand, are different. Like Jerry, he's a writer, so he outsources an artist. Separately. Chris does everything. He's a writer. He's a penciler, inker, but he outsources as a colorist. Jason, he draws traditionally. So he draws traditionally. He does the pencils and inks, but he outsources a colorist. He writes it also. So it all just depends on which, a member of the SSB you're talking about, Jesse from Burlap. He's a writer. He outsources his artists and colorists, like the whole nine. But he's just strictly the writer. So it's a nice cabal of creators. So at least, if I have a question about writing, which isn't my strength, I can bounce it off someone, because I know we have at least a handful of writers. I mean, the majority of the team are their own writers. If it's art piece, I have some really killers on art where I can bounce off. What do you think about the proportions, or what do you think about the lighting, or am I getting a good feel when you look at it? What's your gut reaction to it? So, again, like a great group of guys. We respect each other's opinions, and we've had differences when it comes to like, what do you think of this pose, or what do you think of this panel? I'll give my input. Someone else will give a different input. But that's how you grow. Like you want that different input.
Yeah, for sure.
Whether they agree with you or not, like that's why we're together. And it's kind of seeing through that, learning as a group and learning as artists. I mean, and guys you trust in their opinion, and they're putting the 100% effort into what I'm doing. They're doing on the same in their project. So it again couldn't ask for a better group of guys to call brothers.
Yeah, man, and shout out to you guys once again, man. Slate Comics, right?
Yeah, Slate Comics, and then the Savage Sandbox, which is all group of us, BMR, E4, The Convictor, Homebrew, Burlap Covenant, like all those brands underneath that umbrella of Savage Sandbox. So
Savage Sandbox, I love the name, man.
Oh, it
went through a couple of that.
Well, I believe it was Jesse from Burlap and Jason from The Convictor. I know they started with the names. I remember the thread where they were kicking that around. It might have even been Chris had some input from Homebrew on that one, but yeah, good stuff. It's pretty funny. Yeah.
Savage Sandbox. Holy shit, man. Yeah, don't want to go into that as a kid.
Jesse and Jason. Yeah, for real.
Jesse and Jason. All right, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. Are Jesse and Jason, are they brothers?
No, that's Jesse's from Burlap and Jason's from The Convictor. They're the ones who put that name together.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just had to ask. I don't know why I thought that. Stupid question.
No. It's a lot of members of the team. Sometimes when I'm tagging my team, like tagging everyone on my posts, like I have to make sure I have them grouped by labels. So it's almost like an image. Everyone had a studio. There was Wildstorm. There was I can't remember all the image labels, but image studios. But it's almost like that. Yeah. When I'm tagging them, I'm literally tagging studios in the Savage Sandbox brand.
Okay.
That's the way I think about it. There's so many of us. Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Okay. I'm picking it up. I get it. I get jokes. All right.
It's a lot. I know.
No, it's cool, man. It's cool knowing about the team, and I've seen it here as well. It's who mentioned it? They said that when you know your team. Oh yeah, it was Scooter. He says, "Love when you guys know the team so well. It's solid." Right on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We also got a question from the homie Dynamite139. That's Bigfoot Knows Karate. He's asking, do you color as you go?
So typically I will, what I've been doing just to keep the color consistent, I'll pencil and ink the page. And then so it's in segments, just like any story. It's an acts. So one of my acts is 4 pages. So as you flip, I'm penciling and inking, and then I will ink or color the act. So if it's a 4-page act, I'm going back and coloring it just to keep it consistent, those colors. But typically, I don't jump, when I'm going back and editing, when I'm getting, losing my mind and going back 6 times, it's not so much about the color. It's more about lighting effects, and it's more about adding blacks and more detailing and trying not to get too, Todd Mcfarlane on it, not trying not to get too David Finch on it, but trying to keep true to my art where, playing with the blacks and playing with colors a lot in the sense of shading. But not so much colors. I'll lay the flats down, and then I'm going back constantly. It could be a little tick right here or a little dot right there, something obsessive like that. And then I'll change the light here, and then maybe I'll add some, sparkle or some clouds or something like that. So it just, But no, I will color acts. So I know, automatically off the top of my head, I have 2 acts that are 4 pages long. Draw it, ink it, and then I'll color the thing afterwards, the 4-page act.
All right.
Good question, Dan.
Yeah, very, very great question.
Yeah.
Bigfoot Knows Karate coming soon, so make sure y'all. Yeah, I know, savage. Man. It's right around the corner too, so make sure y'all following Dynamite139. And while you're there, don't forget to follow DR Valencia Designs, right?
And just a shout out to Dan. I mean, first of all, who's not following Dan? Because his stuff is killer. Like, it's
Oh
just,
yeah, dude.
I mean, that launch is going to be, it's like a national holiday. That's not going to be like, oh, he's launching. It's like a legit national holiday when Dan drops his book. Like, I can't wait for that day. That's going to be insane.
I think yours and his are the two I'm really waiting for this year, towards the end of the last quarter.
I appreciate it.
Like I said, I jumped in a little late, but you know,
I'll catch you up.
Once again, our mutual friend there, you know,
yeah,
he has a good eye on that stuff. So you know, I value his perspective and his, you know, the people he, you know, points out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Pez is good people. He's good people.
I like to talk shit about him, but he's great. I love that dude. Yeah, I owe a lot to him. He put that fire under my ass, you know. So yeah. Sweet, man. Let's talk more about the character, dude.
Okay.
Celestial Knight. Name. How did that come about?
So when I made him in '93, he was actually the Celestial Warrior. It's on one of my posts. Yeah. So, you know, it didn't flow. Like I knew when I did it in '93, maybe it made sense then. But when I came out with it to Slate Comics, I was just thinking about it. It just didn't flow right. And that flew, like, I didn't even think. It just came out Celestial Knight. So I was like, oh, that was it. Like, boom. It was just natural for me. So that's how the name came about. You asked about colors. He was always gold and black. I just love drawing metal, so I think that gold look was something I really wanted to play with. And I've been drawing metal since, like I said, the early 90s. Like, it was one of my things, like how to master metal. And I think it came from looking at a lot of Iron Man and a lot of Bob Layton Iron Man, a lot of John Byrne Silver Surfer, looking at those lines and those contours and how to do metal. And it was something you don't see a lot, you know? Like, if I want to draw a character, I want to draw a character that you're not going to see on shelves or people creating. Like, I want to do this guy who's head to toe metal. It's going to be a sentient metal, just so you guys know it is a sentient metal. But yeah, like, just a different look that you're seeing from most characters, and that was definitely on purpose. The more I drew the metal, and even in the '90s when I was doing that metal, it was something where I knew I wanted to master this. Where it was just like, you know, I'm not seeing enough of it, and I want to learn how to draw the metal because I don't see enough of it. So. But even, you know, like I said, back then, I even knew it then that that's something I wanted to kind of learn. Yeah.
Dude, and you're not lying, dude. I think Colossus was one of my first introductions alongside Silver Surfer with the whole metal thing, you know? And for me, you know, I grew up, I was born in '85, so by the time I was able to read and stuff and comprehend, you know, 92, 91, 7 years old. That's the whole Image thing came out about, right?
Nice.
And, you know, just seeing all of that, you know, Cable. I remember Cable with his cybernetic arm.
Yeah, the arm.
Like, oh, man, dude, it's like, this is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that's the style that I gravitate towards on a personal level, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, hell yeah. Great shit, dude.
No, but, you know,
black and gold.
You can't go wrong, yeah.
Can't go wrong with that, man.
Yeah. I always wonder, too, like, you know, like, there's a bunch of us who are, like, 90s, you know, went through the 90s, went through the Image, and I'm always wondering, because, you know, like, current art is not Image, you know. It's more realistic, it's more photo capture. I'm always, like, as I'm going through this Kickstarter, will that audience still be there from, will they still gravitate to that 90s art, you know, that over the top, or, you know, like, I'm just curious about that, because I know there's a lot of us from the 90s who grew up in Image, but at the same time, all I'm seeing mainstream is not that, you know? So I'm kind of very curious to see how it translates, you know, into the Kickstarter.
You know what? This is something I was telling my girl the other day. You know, it's usually trends like to repeat itself every 30 years, right? So, or 30 years back. So we're in 2020, man. 30 years ago was the 90s. So expect to see 90s fashion back in style. Expect to see 90s nostalgia back in style. You know what I mean?
Hell
so
yeah.
I think that you picked a right time to drop it. So
gotcha.
Yeah, because it's all about timing as well. You know what I mean? There's certain things that shows that come out now that maybe wouldn't have worked back then, and there's shows back then that didn't work out that now would fucking kill. right?
Yeah. Yeah. Good point.
So yeah, so I think your
Good point.
timing is right, brother.
Okay.
So, and like you said, it's something that we don't see every day anymore. So I think that's gonna gravitate the people towards that.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, you're on the right track. You're on the right track.
Yeah. This
The
good.
night, the 90s were yesterday. Oh, dude, man.
Damn.
Dude, man. It still feels like the early 2000s for me, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
And I gotta ask, bro.
Yeah.
If you don't want to answer it, don't. But
go for it.
Let's talk powers.
Okay.
All right. Everybody wants to know what characters.
Okay.
Some of the powers with CK here.
At least it's, when you look at the art, you can tell, like, obviously simple stuff. Obviously, there's flight. He has an armor. It's gonna, like I said, it's a sentient armor. He has a power blast. The best I could say, the power blast is, the power of. I don't want to say the power of the sun, but it's a very strong power blast. There is an ability that it's hard to describe, but basically, he's learning it. Any small object or object that he can hold in his hand, his armor will cover it. You know what I mean? So if I hold this remote, the armor will cover the remote and fashion it into a remote, but a kick-ass remote, put it that way. So that is something you'll get to see in the book. In the battle or the fight that ensues, he'll really explore that. So
damn,
those are his basic power set.
Now, do any of his moves have certain names for it?
Well, I'll spoil this one. So just like I said, he can hold an object. So in the story, he grabs a weapon, and it happens to be an axe. So his metal forms over the axe, and he calls it, because he's a young man.
Yeah.
He makes the big, power display and calls it his galactic axe.
Damn.
Yeah. So that's his, and it totally came out of something where I just thought of, like, watching, like, Gundam, and he just does the Gundam pose, and he has the big galactic axe, and he's like, galactic axe, just chucks it. Something fun like that,
That you know what? For some reason, when you said that, in my head, I picture him going, just shouting, galactic axe, and then,
That's it. Just, like, crazy explosions and lighting, and just, crazy chaotic battles. Like,
that's badass.
Again, I'm not Shakespeare here. My strength is drawing cool pictures and, kick-ass art. So I'm playing my strength on that. So the good half of that book is just some crazy combat. So just like you said, when I say that term, you're already picturing this.
Oh yeah,
that's what I'm going for.
Celestial blast. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Big old cannons or whatever.
Exactly.
I get it, man. Oh, I'm hyping myself. Yeah. Woo, man!
You're my PR guy right here.
There you go, man. Oh man, dude.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad it's translating, brother.
Yeah, man. Dude, you got me hyped, dude. So that's dope. That's
good
dope.
Shit, dude.
I'm digging that.
That makes me happy.
Hell yeah. Now, nothing funny about that, Mary. Man. Let's see. Where can we go from here? Let's now let's pause that for a while.
Okay. Yeah.
And let's get back to Dennis, the artist, right?
Okay.
And you mentioned this earlier, there's life happens, wife, kids, work, comic.
Yeah.
How do you balance this, man? How do you balance this life?
It's funny because Jerry, who's in here, he termed the phrase "team no sleep," and he started calling me, no sleep. Because that's what wound up happening. I got very little sleep. So I have two boys, and they're 11 and 13. So they go to bed 10 o'clock. My wife, she's a sleeper. She goes to bed around 10:30, right after we put the boys to bed. So usually from the moment she lays down and goes to sleep, I'm drawing till about 1 o'clock. So I'll literally be in bed next to her. Lights are out. I have my iPad. I got a little stand I put on the bed, and I'm kind of just going away. I put a movie on, or a lot of times, don't hate me, I put a South Park marathon in the corner of the screen, and I'm just watching South Park, and I just draw from 10:30 or 11 to 1 o'clock. and then I wake up at 6:30. When the boys are ready for school, and I got to go to work. So very little, like 4 or 5 hours sleep. Henceforth, the team no sleep moniker. But that's usually when I get the bulk of my work done on a daily basis. Is that during that time at night? So just imagine, doing that and then trying to do 28, 36-page comic, color, pencil, ink, color, and write it. It's not a lot of time when you even if you look at over a long period of time, especially in small chunks. So it's definitely a learning experience.
Sweet, man.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's cool, man. See, that's dedication, y'all. Hopefully, y'all taking some of them notes, right? So, like, well, I've said it in my go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, just like you said, dedication. Like, I want that to be shown in each panel. So when you look at the book, you'll be able to go like, all right, D poured his heart out into this, and I can tell just by looking at the work he's done.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, man. I was about to say, I used to say it a lot earlier in the early shows, but it's sacrifice, right? There's things we got to sacrifice, and for us artists, it's usually time and sleep, or sleep. Right? Let's put it that way, sleep.
Yeah.
It's not time because but it's usually sleep, and that's true. I know a lot of night birds. I'm definitely one of them myself, so I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely get that. Right now, can you want to stay on a little bit more? We just reached the 1 hour mark.
Okay. No, whatever's good for you, bro. Whatever works for you. We can bounce. We can always catch up after after that. I know our time frame got a little out of whack, but I'm not going anywhere as far as, if you want to touch base, a week after or a couple weeks into the campaign or after campaign, or if you wanted to keep going on now. Whatever's good for you, Sam. I know. Let's keep going. I know everything was.
Let's keep going.
Let's go. All right, I got you,
Let's keep going, man. Yeah. I just had to ask, that way I could take the proper procedures, right?
Oh, I got you, buddy.
All right, so let's go ahead and do this. So, I here at the show, there's a segment which is called Josh's Tools, dedicated to Josh, CRL. It's not Josh for Kicks, but shout out to him as well.
Josh is a good dude.
And yeah, definitely. And this part of the this segment is pretty much getting to know your tools as an artist.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and let's see some of the tools. Let's see what you're working with. It could be either what do you work with when you're doing traditional, and what do you use when you're going digital?
So traditional, I'm not formally trained. So, I'm telling you, people be amazed that, I'm talking like number 2 pencil and like a rubber eraser, like old school, nothing fancy. Dude, when I was shading, I was using, cotton swabs for years to do shading. Yeah. Like, I was just like, if it did the job.
It works.
Yeah, I'll use my finger to, like, do, like, blush on a cheek, and be like, oh, I'm putting some shadow on a cheek with my finger. So, traditional, old school, nothing fancy. Even my markers. I have some Tombos here. Other than Tombos, Sharpies. I can't afford, I'll be honest with you. I love Copic. I can't afford a set of Copic. That's not my tax bracket. But one day I'll get myself a nice, pack of Copics. Other than that, when I went digital, and I didn't go digital till about a year and a half ago. It literally was because my wife bought me, because she knew, like, the way my art was going, it had to go digital. Like, everything's about technology now. Like, you got to move forward. So she bought me an iPad. With the intent for me to draw digital art. She got it for me for Christmas. It literally sat in its box for 6 months. I didn't touch it.
Oh, wow.
I just kept doing traditional art. It wasn't, my thing. And then I don't know what it was, but it was just like, she's like, you ever going to open that? I'm like, yeah, I guess I should. Opened it up, got my little stylus, and then first thing I downloaded was Procreate. And that was it. And then I started doing some pieces here and there. And it's funny because you do them, you think they're cool. I'm like, wow, look at this. This looks cool. It's playing around with these brushes. I'm like, that is dope. I can color, there's a little shading. And that, I look at it now and I'm like, God, it's terrible. Like, wow, it's just so bad. I'd love to go back and put more into it. But the thing is, I'm sure 2 years from now, I'll look at my stuff now and be like, ooh, you know,
Yeah.
I'm such an amateur, and I'm gonna go back, and it's just the way it is. You know how it is. What do
There
you
you
use?
go.
What do you use? Because your lines are so like tight.
I use Sketchbook.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cute.
yeah.
Okay.
Sketchbook.
Okay.
I'm trying to transition to Photoshop,
Okay. Yeah.
but I haven't done it. I've been procrastinating on that one.
Mm.
Simply because there's a form where I could tether my tablet and I could use the PC to run, Photoshop and then see it on my tablet. But I just been procrastinating. I think it's an app. It's like $10.
Mm-hmm.
Well worth it though, right?
Yeah.
But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's procrastinating, man.
Yeah. I feel you.
That's dope. Any type of paper you might use when you're doing traditional?
No, I mean, anytime I do, at least the last couple of years, the only thing I've done traditional were blank sketch covers. So
Okay.
I was doing a lot of commissions with blank sketch covers. Like that was my jam. That was actually how I was making like a little bit of side hustle money, was blank sketch covers. And then other than that, just a regular, 11 by 17 Bristol boards.
Okay. Bristol.
Nothing
Yeah.
fancy. Even blue line pencils, like here or there. Very rarely would I use them. But yeah, I mean, just like Mary said, cotton balls and Q-tips, dude. Like super
for
basic,
sure.
man. Super basic. Yeah.
Well,
I'm almost embarrassed to even say it because like when I started doing lives or live draws, everyone, like not everyone, but I know a lot of people who do live draws, have professional training, so they're doing all these cool techniques, or they're hitting this button's doing something funny, and I do it, and I'm like, I know the erase tool, so I'm gonna start erasing, like I'm doing the most basic stuff, and it was like, oh man, this is on camera and people are watching me do it, but kind of getting over that, eyes on me kind of feel of just being like, this is how I do it. But it looks weird now, but at the end, it'll look pretty cool,
well, like I always say, man, trust the process. No, we laugh, but it's true.
Yeah.
Sometimes when I want to be a little ballsy, I'll just go into my sketch with color, no lines, no sketch, nothing, just straight color, and it looks like crap, right? But eventually, people, when I do this live, people are like, "What the hell are you doing, Zim?"
Yeah.
And slowly, over time, you start building the layers, and then they start coming, and it's like, "Oh, okay, that's just dope, right?" And yeah, trust the process.
Yeah,
so,
I feel that.
Another thing, my friend, I know you mentioned you couldn't get the Copics, tomato.
Yeah.
I am a firm believer that the artist makes the tools, not the other way around.
Good point. Well said.
That being said, I have something that I like to recommend to artists.
Good.
These are Ohuhu alcohol markers. Ohuhu. Okay. You'll find them on Amazon.
Uh-huh.
These are super cheap, but just as good as the Copics for a fraction of the price.
Okay.
I think I got about 120 markers. You got the chisel tip, and then you got the brush nib.
Nice. Yeah.
$100 for 124.
Nice. Wow.
So they're refillable. You didn't hear that from me. You obviously refill them with Copics, Copic ink, and the nibs, they come off, so they're replaceable. Oh, shit. But they're replaceable. And, yeah, man, I seen these. A lot of people recommended these. I saw a YouTube video where a guy, he pretty much used all the markers and kind of, fitted them into it. And these came second.
Interesting.
Copics being the first. And he tested out hundreds of markers. So
yeah. Noted,
Copics
sir.
Ohuhu.
Ohuhu.
Ohuhu. Ohuhu.
There we go. Gotcha.
And be careful that you get the version 2.0. The 2.0 comes with the chisel and the brush tip. Version 1.0 comes with the chisel tip and the nib.
Gotcha.
So depending on what type of artist, what do you prefer? There you go.
Good that. Zim dropping knowledge.
Yeah, dude. I had to. Just something else for the artists out there and for yourself. If you guys want them highlights, over these, you know, when you want to make it, especially for you, brother, you definitely got to get the Signo. Yeah, it's called the Uniball Signo.
Okay.
In white. This right here, once you got the foundation, the colors, man, this goes through everything. It goes over everything.
Over
yeah,
everything.
Man.
Yeah,
over everything. Nice and smooth too. It's better than a gel pen. I tested this out. Trust me, this is a godsend. You'll thank me later, guys. Y'all thank me later.
Nice. Okay.
I'm surprised they haven't sponsored me yet, man. So for real.
You'll get there.
Yeah. We'll definitely get there, and then after that, I'll go ahead and I'll do giveaways, right?
For real. Peace out, Chris. Have a good trip.
All right, Chris. Homebrewed Comics, y'all. Make sure y'all following as well.
Yeah.
Favorite part of the process, bro?
I don't know. That's a good one. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of it. I mean, from the pencils to the inks to laying my flats, and then I guess the thing would be just the lighting at the end, because it's just such a. It's almost like, you know, when you cut a fresh piece of construction paper, that first cut, how good that feels.
Yeah.
When you get a good light, you know, strip on an arm, like right there. When you get the good lighting on, then you put the little white down. That feels good.
Yeah.
It sounds stupid, but yeah, that feels good.
All right. Hey. This is why I asked.
That was a tough question, dude.
And they're only gonna get harder.
I was like, damn.
So they're only gonna get harder, man.
For real.
Right here, you know, the show. I love to give back. I love to give you guys that exposure, right?
Yeah.
On top of that, I want to make this show filled with value. So, you know, I want to know what you guys use, and of course, we definitely want to get into like the meat and potatoes of you, right?
Yeah, for real.
Interesting. Let me ask you a different question. Do you ever do commissions?
So yeah, like when I started, I was doing blank sketch. I didn't do a lot. You know, I started out just doing the blank sketch covers, because I was doing movie homages with blank sketch. So I'll give you the ones that sold the best, or that got me some notice, was I took Dumb and Dumber. And I took scenes from Dumb and Dumber, and I put those scenes using Wolverine and Deadpool. Old man, yeah. So I did scenes of Dumb and Dumber, like whether they were on the scooter, or just even the poster of Dumb and Dumber. Like, I had Deadpool pulling Logan's hair, just like, you know.
Yeah.
So that's how I started getting some notice from people, by just doing those movie homage covers. And I just found out, like, a lot of movies, and I would just take whatever someone would hit me up, like, I love this, or do you do a commission? I'd be like, what's your favorite movie? Or what's your favorite album? What's your favorite song? What characters do you want to see? And then I would kind of go from there, do a blank sketch cover. That's probably the last time I did commissions for myself. I did commissions when I was working on the Convictor comic for Jason Farrow. One of his tiers for Kickstarter was, the highest tier was, if you back the book, and this is a tier I'm going to be using on mine. If you back the book, the highest tier, you get a commission from me as part of that tier.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, so for me, I think we had set the limit. I think Jason had set it at 8 or maybe 5, and I did 8. But I think for myself, in my Kickstarter, the highest tier will be this amount of money, and it's not only include all the product and all the fun extras that come with the product, but it'll be a commission by me of anything you want, whether it's traditional or digital. The only caveat would be, I have a year to do it, but you name what you want, and I'm doing it for you. So that's part of the tier, just so you really get good bang for your buck, you know?
Sweet. And everybody else was wondering, because I know I was.
There we go.
There we go. Look at that. That's funny, dude. That's badass. I mean,
it was just, and it's fun to draw. You know, when you're drawing something that's just hilarious, like, this is good times, you know?
For sure. Look at that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I got some traction from that. That was some good time.
That's badass. Hell yeah, man.
Too funny. Too funny.
Did that one go already?
Actually, I think I sold 2 of the set of 4.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, so I might have the other 2. I gotta look. It's what, 2 or 3 years ago? Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a while. Yeah, thank you, man. You hit me up, man. I'll get you one. You figure out something you like or something, in a blank sketch. Make it happen. Yeah.
Well, I'm a big Power Ranger fan.
I know. Look at you. Look at you. Look at you, man.
Look at you.
Yeah. So where's that come from? Like, this is going to sound the dumbest thing in the world. Okay.
Go for it.
Power Rangers comes out. I see it hit the screen. I'm thinking, well, this is kind of cool. I like where you're going. Like, I love kaiju. I love big monsters. I love the martial arts. I love that jumping around. I love the colors and all that. I'm a kid. I'm a young guy. This is all cool. You know when you lost me? When the Yellow Ranger was Asian. You lost me. That simple. It literally was that simple. And I was like,
wow.
Okay, yeah, I was like, I can't. Again, scarred. I was like, I can't.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah. How stupid. What? But yeah.
Yeah.
That's all you can do. That's all you can do. Like,
I can't answer that. You know what I mean? And it's funny because as a kid, you're not, you're so fucking innocent. You're not exposed to this shit. But when I remember, dude, I learned that and the Black Ranger at the same time, and I was like, fuck,
Yeah, it was one of those where you're like, I'll see you. Yeah.
Well, man, I mean, I don't know how old you are, but I was born in '85. Yeah, you look about give or take my age. You know what I mean?
I don't know if you know. So tomorrow is my big day. My birthday. It is my birthday. So for those who don't know, and I know most of the people in here do know, I will be 49 tomorrow.
No fucking way, dude.
Yeah, man.
Well, what's the secret? What's the secret, man?
Okay, so
let's see them hearts flying, everyone.
No, I would love to say it's clean living or, healthy this or that. It's just not. I mean, I think I just have some pretty good genetics going on right now.
All right.
I'm sure it's going to hit me. Like 10 years down the line, mummy, it's just overnight death. Like, it's just going to happen. But for now, and I know, like, for my 50th, like, I have a goal. So, like, as soon as tomorrow hits, then it's hardcore. Like, already in my mind, I know what 50 wants to look like and feel like. So it's on. Tomorrow it's on, people. And my wife is part of that. See that J Valencia 921? That's her. So she
there
knows.
It is. True.
Yeah. She's part of the journey to the big 5-0. So. Woo.
Man, hey, well, happy early birthday.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
You know what I mean?
I appreciate it.
Are you a Simpsons fan?
I was. Early Simpsons, like old school, early. And then I became Mr. Family Guy fan, early Family Guy, and then it was Bob's Burgers, early Bob's Burgers, and then it's all been South Park straight through. From anytime I can, I'll put a South Park marathon on.
Well, this is something I sing to my friends on their birthday since we are big Simpsons fans.
Gotcha.
You're the birthday, you're the birthday, boy or girl.
Oh, that's so sad. That's terrible.
You remember that scene or no?
I appreciate it. No, I do, but I appreciate it.
Dude. That is when Bart Simpson and Lisa are in front of their makeshift Chuck E. Cheese. And then Bart presses the button, and the Chuck E. Cheese animatronic goes, "Hey, I hear it's your birthday."
And
he's
that's
like,
the song it sings?
Yeah, he's like, "Do you want us to sing you a song?" He goes, "Hell no." He's like, "Alrighty then."
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, old school. Like, my memory is gone. My wife can testify to that. Yeah, my memory's gone.
There you go. All my Simpsons fans don't know what I'm talking about, though.
You're a young cat, then.
Yeah. Pretty young cat.
Good for you.
I don't feel old though, man. That's good, right? Yeah, definitely.
That's the secret right here.
Yeah. I'm 30. Just turned 36, man. I feel like I'm 25.
Okay.
Yeah. Ain't nothing hurting. Let's knock on wood there.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Perfect health. Got all my limbs. Went Lex Luthor, but hey, We can't control everything.
It works.
Right?
What's the hat you're wearing? I got to see. I've been wondering since you jumped on. Oh shit!
Vans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Vans with my little pin right there, a little
There you go.
Zim pin.
Nice. Okay. I see you.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And just man, I don't know why that you know you say you like shininess, right? You know.
What is that?
There you go. This is a spray can, my friend. This is Panda
No
Zim.
way. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Panda Zim
dope.
Galactic.
Yeah, there you go. Wow.
Sir,
That cost you a nickel and a dime?
No, I made it. This is commission.
Stop.
Yeah,
Well
it's a
done.
commission. Yeah, it's a commission.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice.
I just been staring at it, looking into the shininess. I don't know why I didn't say anything.
No. Cool.
So back to where we originally were, right? Commissions.
Yeah.
I always love to know, man. Do you have any commission horror stories?
I guess the worst. It's not even a horror story. You know, I had a guy reach out to me. He was a creator, and he asked would I do a piece of his, would I do a commission of his character? It was the original character, and I said, well, yeah, no problem. I go, these are my rates. So I hit him up with my rates, and at the time, my rates are real cheap. You know, like I was just trying to get noticed. So I go, these are my rates, and I put it out there, and then he hits me back with, this is the exact line he used. Well, you see, I don't have any money. I said, okay. So I said, well, let me see what my schedule looks like. If I have time to get something quick done, I'll make it happen for you, bro. And he was friends with other guys in my group. So it was kind of like, okay, he knows my guys and they think he's cool and whatever. That's cool. So I free up some time and I hit him up, say, hey, man, I got some free time on my hands. I'll take your OC and I'll do a cool character, whatever. So he hits me back with, can you do him in this pose? And I'm like, wait a minute. I go, I'm doing this for free. I'm doing it on my time. And now you're telling me, like, you want him to be in this pose. Not only do you tell me he wants it in this pose, he goes, do you remember this scene from this movie? Can you have him in that pose in that scene? And I was like,
Bruh.
Yeah, right. So I did it. I said, you know what? You're friends with my crew. I'll do it for you. So I did it. I kind of kept quiet about it. And I kind of just put it in my databanks. Knocked it out, did the piece for him. And then I found out after I did the piece that a buddy of mine was actually doing work for him and that he told me that he was paying him. So I'm like, oh, so where did we go from I have no money to suddenly I'm paying now you're paying one of my friends and you didn't think I would find out. So yeah, that was, I mean, it's not a horror story, but that really pissed me off. So I just knew that's how he runs his business. And end of the day, whether we're artists or not, it is a business. There's a business side to what we do. And automatically I knew he runs a dirty business. So they kind of wrote him off. Whether he was cool with my crew or not, I was kind of like, yeah, I'm not going to do business with that guy anymore.
Yeah.
It's a shame. Yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah, no, dude, man, I've heard some crazy stories, man. And
yeah. What's your worst?
My worst. I don't think I've had one.
That's good.
As far as commissions go, I don't. Yeah, no, I can't think of any bad experiences that I had commissions, but I've heard worse. Yeah. I heard this. Long story short, this one artist had a guy say, "Hey, can you do this for my daughter?" The dude did this badass piece, right? He communicated with him well, just to be told at the end, it's like, well, it's not what I visioned it was gonna look like, Wow. And this is after the dude's done. He's got it to his face. The guy's like, it's not what I wanted, kind of thing. It's like, ooh.
Well, if it's not what you wanted, why don't you draw it yourself? Not to be a jerk, but
yeah. I mean, not only that. I mean, the guy had, hey, this is good, great, all right, cool, good to go. And then at the end, it's like, hey, it's not what I wanted. It's like, how the fuck is that?
Yeah, that's a shame, man. That's a shame. Yeah.
Sweet. Now let's go and help out other artists out there, right? Everywhere from novice to pro, man. Any business tips when it comes down to being an artist? Simply, I say this because My youngest brother, Dylan News, shout out Dylan News. He's a big marketing fucking guru, right? So he knows how to market the shit out of anything. You know,
Yeah.
he could sell you air if he wanted to.
Damn.
But, you know, he brought up a very good point, and that is, you know, a lot of artists, we all want that, right? We all want to sell our work. We all want to be out there. But something that we lack or that we don't take into consideration is that marketing strategies, selling. How do you sell, right? It's not just about, oh, okay, I got work, boom, because the work itself might not always sell it, right?
Yeah.
Like you mentioned earlier, sometimes, and this is something that the reason for this show is because when I did the show, I wanted to do conventions. We ended all getting hit with the coronavirus. So that had to kind of sit in the back burner. But I was doing research, and one of the things that I found out is that, you know, sometimes you get people buying your work not because your work is good, but because they like you.
Yeah.
Right? So all of that said, you know, is there anything that you have learned from the selling perspective of art, of being an artist?
That's tough. So I love drawing. I love giving, like doing work. So look, I'm sure you see my Fan Art Friday. Fan Art Friday is me giving back to the community. Those are meeting creators who I dig, who I think are cool, who I think are good people, who have kick-ass characters that inspire me to draw them. So I will do a free piece on a Fan Art Friday just to be like, this character is dope. Everyone check this guy out. Check this young lady out. Their art is cool. Their character is cool. But that's me. Like, I'm comfortable doing free art for people who aren't even asking for it. And then be like, here you go. Here's a print. You can do whatever you like with it. But I think you inspired me to do this. Keep up the good work. I did learn one lesson, and I don't know if you know who Clayton Crane is. The artist.
No, not by name.
Hold on. See that Wolverine right above? That Wolverine kind of like right next to the Deadpool, right next to Bruce Lee. There's a Wolverine right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dark cover.
Yeah. Clayton Crane is the artist who painted that one.
Okay.
He's one of my favorite artists. I met him at a convention. Actually, I met him at a comic shop, and I asked him straight up. I go, dude, word of advice for a young budding artist trying to find his way. And the first thing he said was, get paid. And he didn't mean get paid like charge an arm and a leg for something, but just any work you do, get paid for it. Like, you spent your time, you spent your effort, get paid for it. And he even said, the money you make from what you get paid for will be less money that you'll need down the line from something else, because you got paid here. You may not need it so much there, but get paid for any work you do. But that being said, I do a lot of free work because that, to me, is good for me. I'm comfortable with it. My soul's comfortable with it. Giving back on Friday to some artist or some creator who I think is, you know, the tops. I'm comfortable with that, to say, hey, I just did a free piece of artwork. It's out there in the ether. You can have it, you know, because I think you're an awesome person. I'm cool with that. But that also being said is, any kind of work I will do, again, I'm coming to terms with what my rate is, and my rate's gone higher as the time's gone on, but also just getting paid for that work. But I do think there's that fine line. Like, I do want to give back to the community. The community has given so much to me, support. And there's those friendships I've made, the creators I talk to on a daily basis. I want to give back to them. Like, they're good people. They've been with me on my journey. I want to be with them on their journey. So it's that, you know, like, just like I said, if there's any advice I can give to a budding artist, whatever you're comfortable with. If it's starting out, you know, a young fledgling and you're doing free art to get your name out there, if you're comfortable with that, do that. Don't tell anyone, have you tell you, don't, you should be getting paid for this, or this is worth this much. If you're comfortable with it, that's on you. Like, be happy. But on the other side, when you start to get, you know, turn that page to paid commissions and you're doing work, get paid. Because again, just like he said, paycheck now is less pay you're going to need down the line because you made some money on this piece. So it's just a double-edged sword. It's two sides of a coin, but it's something that I kind of balance as I go through these processes and as I've been going through the last couple of months on this art.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, there y'all go. Like I said it before.
Yes. Scooter knows positivity breeds positivity. That is 100% true. That's 100%.
That's true.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, he says, if I like you, then I like your work.
It's true, though. It's so true.
No, exactly. And, you mentioned earlier what was one of my best shows. It's my good friend Bruce 13. One of my most memorable shows is with him because he's a loose cannon, right? He no filter. I kind of had to like, hey, bro, be more professional, please,
Yeah.
But shit just goes haywire every time he's on. And it's a great time though. So
yeah, that's funny.
Get it. Yeah, man. Mm-hmm. It's like, hey, man, I'm trying to do this thing. I'm trying to be professional here. Don't get me canceled before I even start.
I know. No, I feel that.
Biggest failure, and what did you learn from it?
I don't know if I'd call it a failure in the sense that, well, it is. So, and I instead of pursuing art, I pursued, I pursued a degree in health. I knew in high school, I won like all the little art awards in high school and best artist and best all, won all that. And then when it came time to go to college, instead of being what I knew I should have done, which was go to an art school, and I wanted to go to Joe Kubert School of Art right there in New York City. That was the goal. I got talked into, hey, I come from a family of, medical background. So you're going to go medical. And that's where I went, okay, and went left instead of going to the right. So I don't want to call it a failure, but it was definitely a path that I probably should have went, hindsight being 2020. But, again, I point this out to some people, like, I'm 49. I started getting back into comics 2 years ago. It's never too late. Like, again, I took a hiatus of 18 years. I got back into my passion and to my art. It's never too late. And I never thought in a dream that I'd ever had a printed page that, you can put on a shelf. And it's happening. Who would have, at 49, like, you always think, oh, my dreams are over. I go, no. Like, my dreams are just starting at 49. So, I'll point it out if I hear someone at work complaining and they're, the youngins, and I'm like, no. It's never too late to just chase that, what's here. Like, it's just, and I go, I'm living proof. Like, look at me. At the time, I was like, I'm 47 and my first cover is coming out. Like, how cool is that? I'm 48 and I did a children's book. How cool is that? Like, I'm 49 now and I'm going to have to release my own Kickstarter book. How cool is that? And guess what? It's going to be on a shelf one day because we have a deal. Like, all these things that you never thought would happen. Yeah, are happening. I'm like, this guy is living proof, and I'm nobody, So don't ever give up of just being like, it's too late. It's not. It's just not. You can make it happen.
Yep. Scooter says, when you're successful in something, prestige, people look at you like you're crazy for wanting to do art. That's true. Yeah. That's why I love this community. Yeah, I mean, ever since I was a kid, I've had it, ingrained in my head that artists are starving artists, right?
Exactly.
But it can't be further from the truth. I mean, it all depends. Everyone has a different goal as an artist. So depending on what you want to do, this is why I brought that whole business aspect of being an artist, right? Because this is something that artists who want to go that way, this is something that they overlook, right? Yeah. And these are some of the skills that they kind of need in the background. They need to, work on them a little bit more so it could help them out. A lot of artists are introverts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're very shy. I've met a lot. Yeah. Almost 117 of them.
That's awesome.
So,
well said.
So I know what I'm talking about. Yeah. That's crazy, man.
That's funny.
Let's see. What about criticism? This is one thing that that a lot of artists don't really want to talk about, man. Criticism. How necessary is it? And is it necessary?
So I'll be honest with you. Not a big fan. I used to use an excuse, and I stopped using the excuse about a month ago. That means I've used this excuse for almost 40-something years. So the excuse was, if someone didn't like something or criticize something, I'd be like, well, that's just my style. Well, that's a lot of baloney. And it dawned on me after talking to a couple of artists who I respect a lot, of that was always the go-to bullshit excuse when someone criticized your work. You'd always defend yourself with that bullshit line, well, that's just my style, you don't get it, or that's just the way I do it, that's my style. But there's as little truth there is into it, there's a lot, less truth into it. So I'm not a big fan of criticism, in the sense that I'm kind of stuck in my ways, at this point. Mm-hmm. But I do realize I have so much more to grow. I think in being in a group of, 8 killers who are bouncing ideas off each other, who have different strengths and weaknesses, I've been able to put myself out there more. I've gotten called out on a lot of shit. Even if it's just trolls trolling me, it make me stop and be like, okay, let me get past the smart-ass remark and let me just take a step back of where they're coming from and looking at it and be like, all right, I can see the point they're coming at. I just didn't like the fact that they came at me with that point because, I don't like it. But there's a lot of truth to a lot of the criticism. And again, you pull out the little bits that you can that makes sense, and it's up to you whether you're going to turn it into something that'll improve your art, or if you're just going to be as for myself, I felt like I was a lot more immature and defensive because it was one of my faults. I wasn't professionally trained. I didn't take the time to learn program. I didn't everything I do isn't based off looking at an anatomy book. It's looking off comics. So that's on me. And that's just me being defensive about the lack of schooling or the lack of research, the lack of professionalism on my end of giving, So I've come to terms with that. So, just like I said, I'm not good with criticism. I'm a lot better with it now because I know I need it. And especially with the guys I deal with, I mean, they're all different kinds of styles. And I see what they're doing. And I need that input from them because I respect their opinion. It's harder when, and I'm sure you've had it, people who give you their opinion and you didn't want it. If it's unwarranted, you're like, what?
Oh, yeah.
Where are you coming? Yeah. Where are you coming with that? Why are you coming at me with that? Go find someone else to, troll. But, it's different when it's someone if you hit me up and said, hey, and you made some, a remark or something about the piece, I respect you a lot more than just I had some guy I think he was from Sweden. He just came in and dropped some bombs on me. And I'm like, dude. I was just trying to draw a cool picture. There was nothing behind it, but you're coming at me like I offended your family, Yeah. So, I've gotten better with it. And, again, just being real with you, it's taken a lot. But, and again, it's because of my own faults that I have to realize that, I have to get past that part, What about you? When those trolls come at you, what are you doing? Are you really stopping and being like, oh, you got a point there? Or are you being like,
You know what? This is something like yourself that I learned as I got older, right? When I was younger, it was all about ego, right? It was all like, hey, you know what I mean? It's like, what do you know? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right now, as far as being an artist and especially trying to achieve that next level, there's 2 types of criticism, right? There's that criticism that's more trolly, that's from the trolls. I've seen that a lot. Hey, your art sucks. Or, you're still doing Power Rangers. It's like, yeah, fuck you, buddy. It's you do it better, right? It's if you don't like it, keep scrolling. Whatever. It doesn't affect me. But the type of criticism that I am looking for is, it should be, I respect it more. Let's put it that way. I respect it more when it comes from a fellow artist, right?
Yeah.
Especially someone in the same level or better than I am. But that doesn't mean that someone with a lower level can't see something that you can.
Good point.
So, keep it in hindsight, see what it is. The other day I had this one piece, my friend who's not an artist whatsoever, he's like, hey, the shoulder's off. Looking at it, in my head, my first thing was, you motherfucker, what do you know about this art? But I looked at it and I'm like, hey, you're right. All right, cool. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I got it. Changed it up. Boom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, is it necessary? I think so.
Yeah.
it's better when it comes from somebody who you respect. And if you don't respect them, you got to take into consideration their background, right? Their their experience, right? Yeah. So that's that, man.
Yeah, no, I think you nailed it. I think you nailed it, because I do know, like, for myself, I'll take criticism a lot better when it's come from someone who's been in my shoes, you know?
Yeah, and of course, there's a right way and a wrong way to do it, right? Yeah. I remember I was at a live, one of my buddies, he's all like, "Hey, man, that face looks fucked up." And it's like, "Oh, well, gee, thanks, you know, thanks for telling me on this live." So you could have been like, "Hey, man, you know, send me a private message or something." And it's like, you put me on blast. So. Yeah. But, you know, it happens, and it's cool. It's whatever, right? It's whatever. Okay, it is messed up. I'll fix it, right? But gee, thanks for letting me know that. But yeah, there's definitely a right way to do things. So
yeah, that's funny.
And you know, we're coming close to an end. Let's do another maybe 5 minutes, man.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Thank you.
Let's take a couple quick questions, and then we'll freaking close it off.
Sounds
How about that? This guy, my homie Seven, Live with Seven. So if you don't know Live with Seven, Dennis, Live with Seven is a good homie of mine. He also does artist interviews. Hilarious. Yeah, he also does artist interviews, and yeah, he's asking, if your art was a scented candle, what scent would it be?
I don't know if it to be specific, but it would be definitely something fruity.
Something fruity.
Something fruity. Something with a mango kind of aftertaste to it, maybe. I don't know if that's possible, but yeah.
Celestial mango is possible.
There we go. Yeah. That would be the name of the candle.
Celestial mango. There you go.
There we go.
There you go.
Next Kickstarter. That's it.
Right. Next we got from
that was for you.
Mary Mayfist. There we go.
What's up, Mary?
It says, are you guys, both of you guys, traveling, and are you guys coming around Virginia?
Oh, wow. I didn't know. Oh, yeah, you're close. I'm not anytime soon. I think the next con that I wanted to hit, it's actually coming up. It's in October, but it's in Charlotte. So nothing. I didn't have anything planned outside of Charlotte and outside of the Carolinas. I have one in October, which is the Charlotte one. There's one, I think I want to say November, but I think it's in South Carolina. But nothing. I didn't know she was like that close. That's great. I went through there just the other month to meet one of my other creators.
Okay.
Good to know, Mary. Yeah, next time, if I'm in that area or if I'm doing a con on the East Coast, I'll definitely let you know, because I'll definitely be doing it with my boys out there. Good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know.
And as for me, I barely had my first con. About a couple weeks ago. I have another one coming up on the 26th of September. I got something in October. First Fridays, Sticker Snobs here in local Aurora. Nice. And then something later in like mid-October, towards the end of October, there's another show. So it's not necessarily everything's in the area. So I haven't gone full Pez yet. You know, he travels the country, but I'm definitely gonna try to jump on that boat, right, and travel with him and shit. So if we do, if I ever land in Virginia, I'll let you know.
Totally.
And, that brings us all to the question, man. Dude, man, there's a lot more that I want to ask, dude. You know, sometimes...
Yeah, that's awesome.
So, that's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
And, yes, I do believe in UFOs and ghosts.
I'll take those questions off my list, then.
There you go.
Nice.
Not full Pez yet, but I love it. It says Mary. All right, cool. Cool. Are those characters in the bag drawn on